because nobody wants to hear us when we're not here. Look, our faces.
I kind of wish I had a pink bra on now, too.
We can't all be...
They don't make pink bras in my size, though. I don't think I'm convinced of it.
Like, at all?
I don't think you can get... Well, I mean, maybe if you go to, like, Frederick's or something. Actually, I was going to buy that one bralette that was pink. And it was my size.
Yeah.
But that was literally one.
Anyways. Life sucks sometimes, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Probable cause affidavit.
Okay.
Because it was sealed.
Are we muted? Are we starting this thing?
Oh, well, we're making sounds. We were talking about bras.
Okay. Did we stream our talk about not being able to find pink bras in my size?
We did. Now everybody knows.
Okay, well,
if
maybe
you know,
later the people can guess.
I was going to say if...
guess my bra size.
Or if you know where to get pink bras in her size, let us know.
Well, first you got to guess it right, because I'm not going to tell people that on the interwebs.
It's fair. So what? Last time we were discussing...
your phone.
Okay. Last time we discussed the fact that Chatty Daddy, if you will...
Yes, Chatty Daddy.
Got arresticated.
Chad Guy Daybell.
Guy.
Who gives their kid 2 one-syllable names?
Chad Guy.
And I just questioned, are they both actually one-syllable names? But they are, right?
I think so, yeah.
Chad Guy.
Chad Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyway.
And a 2-syllable last name.
4 syllables altogether. It's magic or something.
There's got to be some weird religious science behind that.
Oh, gross. Right? At least he's not Chad G. Daybell or C. Guy Daybell in here. That would hurt me more.
Oh, I wish.
Oh, gosh.
I legitimately wish that he had published under the name of C. Guy Daybell.
Oh, fuck a duck.
No wonder he didn't make it far in the Mormon church. He didn't go by his first initial and middle name.
He didn't do it right. He didn't follow...
Can you imagine Apostle C. Guy Daybell?
No.
Okay, it's awful. We went down a horrible road.
So in case people don't know...
Let's get back on track here.
When you commit felonies and you get arrested, they need probable cause.
Right.
So you get this thing that the judge signs saying, yeah, fuck you, or... And then there's this thing that gives you details.
Yes.
And because...
That's the probable cause affidavit, my friend.
Because Chatty Daddy's crimes and situation is, complicated, shall we say?
And felonious.
Felonious. They sealed it, so you couldn't see it. And then today, because I'm a creep, I discovered it was unsealed about 16 minutes after it was unsealed.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we have it, and we're going to discuss it.
Yes. Because a news station. Do you know the name of the news station so we can provide the people with a link?
Not right now off the top of my head.
A news station released it.
Yeah, because they paid for it, and then they put it on the internet so we can all read it.
Yes.
Anyway, so this guy...
I love Idaho's public information laws.
So
they're the best.
Detective Ron Ball submitted this. Blah blah. He's a detective and he's experienced.
He's certified. We don't need to read his training. I trust that he's trained.
We all know his training and experience has led him to believe that these crimes were committed. He respectfully asked the court to take notice of this affidavit in Madison County, case number blah blah blah. Since November 26th, Rexburg Police has been involved in searching for
J.J. Vallow.
And Tylee Ryan, Lori Vallow's misplaced kids.
Yes, the misplaced children, which we now know, because it has been confirmed, they were the human remains found on
Chad's property.
Yes. C. Guy Daybell.
C. Guy Daybell. C. Guy Daybell run.
Brother C. Guy Daybell.
C. Guy Daybell. C. Guy Daybell bury holes. I am done. So he's been charged with 2 counts of No, that's Lori.
That's Lori. Was charged with 2 counts of destruction of evidence. Or no.
Desertion of minor children.
Got this all confused.
Yeah, a pile of misdemeanors. We all know that.
We know Lori's charges. I think we can skip Lori's charges.
So on February 20th, 2020, when Lori was arrested for her felonies, apparently this detective was there. Cool. And Chatty Daddy was...
I hope he's the good-looking one.
hope so too. We must investigate.
We need to find out who the good-looking man was who escorted Lori Daybell back from Hawaii.
He did say he was at the arrest, so there's a good chance.
Oh.
Anyway, Chatty Daddy was in her hearing, and now we know why he kind of looked like a smug fuck, I think. A little bit. Sitting there like... And we know why she was giggling like an asshole, because she was being charged with felonies that weren't fucking murder.
Right.
So, since Rexburg police was helping the FBI and every other law agency possible find them, we all know Tylee was last seen on September 8th in Yellowstone, and JJ was last seen on September 22nd. Yeah.
In Rexburg.
It's all good.
Okay.
I think... Yeah, okay. Blah, blah, blah. Alex Cox, her brother, resided in the same place.
How convenient.
Why, it really is. This is where it gets good.
Point number 8.
Point number 8.
Ocho.
Lori Vallow's close friend, Melanie Gibb.
You should watch her interview with East Idaho News.
She's been cooperating with law enforcement.
Which is wise, because... Yeah. She could really have gotten herself into a lot of trouble.
So... Melanie is from Arizona, right? Is she the one that the kids were supposedly staying with? Or JJ
She's the one
was
JJ was supposedly
Okay.
with watching Frozen.
So,
or Frozen 2, I think.
So right around the time that JJ was last seen, she's visiting Lori in Idaho. And Lori starts talking to her about how JJ has become a zombie.
Because that's normal.
And in this awesome mental... I don't know what to call it. It's so stupid. Basically, when your mortal spirit leaves your body, and then a dark one enters you, you become a zombie.
But you're only immortal if you have... Well, no, I guess you're mortal whether you believe you have a spirit or not.
So, your spirit goes to limbo and is stuck there until your body is physically killed. Convenient.
I didn't think that Mormons believed in limbo. I thought limbo was a Catholic belief.
Lori Vallow is a crazy person.
Okay, so what you're telling me is I can't make sense of this?
Probably not. I think she left standard Mormon beliefs a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
So until the physical body dies, the zombie spirit is in there, and the other spirit's just like, meh, something. So, Lori told...
I want, like, Dawn of the Dead zombies. I don't want these weak sauce zombies.
Basically, we are confirming that she thought JJ's spirit was stuck in limbo and he had been possessed by a dark spirit, and the only way to cure him of his possession was to kill his body dead.
Hey, I think my phone's telling us that we're streaming.
Weird.
Ooh, and it looks like East Idaho News has the document that we have.
Bastards.
Which I knew would happen.
Oh, yeah.
I love East Idaho News.
So back in September, we find out. Melanie finds out. JJ is a zombie.
Thanks for keeping us on track. I'm a little distracted tonight.
You know, I'm just pissed off, so. Point number 9 of this document. Melanie further informed Detective Ball that Tylee was a zombie in the spring of 2019.
So she lived with a zombie child for 6 months?
Apparently.
Ish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Melanie was on the phone and heard Lori call Tylee a zombie, to which Tylee said, "Not me, Mom."
Can you imagine being a teenager who grew up, like, fairly normal? Like, I mean, she grew up Mormon, so I can't say it was normal.
Yeah.
But relatively normal? And then have your mom referring to you as a zombie and trying to, like, talk her down?
Right.
No child should have to, like, talk their parents down from their mental illness.
No.
I'm just saying.
Lori told Gibb that Tylee had turned into a zombie when she was 12 or 13. Which is about the time she became difficult to deal with. Because she was turning into a fucking teenager going through puberty.
Yeah, menstruating for a while, you know, as a young teenager will do that to you.
Just call my mother and ask her what she thought of me when I was 12 or 13, and she'll say she thought I was probably possessed by a demon.
I was worse at like 10 to 11, but I mean, Yeah, by the time, I mean, I'm sure 12 and 13 weren't pleasant either, but I remember some well, I was on happy pills for a year.
Yeah.
So I think that evened me out a little bit.
Probably.
So that's probably why 10 to 11 was real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not on the happy pills yet?
Yeah. I feel maybe like 10 was bad and then I got on the happy, I don't know. Anyway.
Somewhere in
we
there.
digress.
We always digress.
Give your children
happy pills.
Happy pills.
So that they don't turn into zombies.
You know, I had some real issues.
Yeah, well.
I mean, I don't know. Some people, I mean, I was a pretty good kid. But
you don't have Lori Vallow issues, though, so you're
true.
normal as fuck in
That's
comparison.
True. I've grown into a pretty normal human.
Yeah, you're not in this document.
Not yet.
Melanie Gim further informed me that she was told by Chad and Lori that they had the religious belief they were part of the Church of the Firstborn, and their mission in that church was to lead...
Wait, back up.
The 144,000.
I think there were other Mormon crazies that thought they were members of the Church of the Firstborn.
Well, I think that belief is what actually brought them together. Because they share this cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs belief. Oh, and weirdly enough, they also stated their mission was to rid the world of zombies. Like the ones both of her children were.
I want Dawn of the Dead zombies. I don't want possessed people.
It's not fun or funny in any way. It's just dumb. Like, why? If you didn't want your kids, give them to somebody else.
Well, it's not verifiable.
Right.
I mean, obviously these people are not concerned about science.
I mean, if I was Lori Vallow, I could suddenly become convinced that you're a zombie and then kill you to save your spirit from limbo. Probably not going to do that, though.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
That's what I can do.
You're a good friend. Where are we at here?
Number 11. January 26th, 2020, a search warrant was served on Chad and Lori in Kauai, where they were living, and on their vehicle. I read living in their vehicle, you know.
I'm assuming it was both, because it says where they were living and on their vehicle, so...
Right. So, weird. There's no children in Hawaii, and no evidence to suggest children had been there. Well, because now we know they weren't there at all.
And we also know that their children were dead before they got married.
Yeah.
Which is a little, messed up. Anyway. She seemed awfully happy to have 2 dead children at her wedding, by the way.
Yeah. Now that's a little weird.
Yeah.
But then if she thought she was saving their spirits from limbo or some shit.
How could she have really believed that, though? Like,
I don't know.
I
don't know.
I can't with these people.
I know.
We're both a little fired up, if you couldn't tell.
So, we all know that when Lori moved to Rexburg, she stuck JJ in elementary school. And then, like, yeah, that does that.
Oh, okay.
Very soon after, JJ was not at school, and then Lori's like, he's gonna be homeschooled. He's gonna go to Louisiana, be with his grandparents.
Which we know for a fact was a total crock of poo-poo.
Poo?
Duty. Dookie. Caca.
Yeah. Excrement.
Fecal matter.
They search her apartment out, since because JJ was misplaced or in Louisiana.
And he wasn't in Louisiana because his grandparents who live in Louisiana later reported him missing.
Right. Maybe not the best choice to say that he was with family. But weirdly enough...
We've been over this, though. I don't think she's smart.
No. I think she thinks she's smart.
She wants to be smart, real bad.
And if you're homeschooling your child who's also autistic and has individual learning needs, you might have fucking homeschool materials in your house, but there were none. And he was, never put in any other school. So...
Well, and unfortunately, Idaho's laws regarding homeschooling, I think, are pretty lax.
Yeah.
So, it would have been a while before that route came around to check on it.
Yeah. So, last time Tylee was seen is in photos from Yellowstone, and she was there with her crazy mother, her little brother, and Alex Cox.
Her uncle/mom's henchman.
Right.
Now, okay, this part really bothers me because I'm pretty sure that she was either killed Yellowstone adjacent or as soon as they got home.
Right.
And she looked legitimately happy in the pictures at Yellowstone. So, like, I feel like this poor girl had no clue what was coming. Was like, ooh, we're out having fun. My mom's being normal today.
And the next thing you know, Alex hits her in the head or something. I don't know.
It's just disgusting. Like,
so they established all this because they know that they were in Alex's truck, and then they used, like, cell towers in Alex's phone to figure out where they were.
Yeah, they got some real technology in here and did a lot of triangulations involving Alex Cox's phone. Do you think it's easier to get a search warrant on a phone if the person is dead?
Probably.
Huh.
I don't know.
I mean, they can't object. They're dead.
Right.
I mean, I still think Lori killed him, but he
yeah.
can't object because he's dead.
Yeah.
So maybe you should have kept him alive, Lori.
So then it explains the CAST system cellular analysis survey team. Basically, GPS data, and it's highly accurate and can place the device within a 6-meter radius, which is pretty awesome. So his phone did enter Yellowstone. His phone appeared to be at Buckaroo's Barbecue Grill in West Yellowstone.
Sounds yummy.
I know, right? Cox then returns to Rexburg, and the phone is then at Lori's apartment.
Until 9:35.
And then he goes to Maverick for 10 minutes. And then he went back to the apartment. And then he went to his own apartment.
I refrain from going to Mavericks at all costs, but that's a whole nother story. I won't tell people my horrible Maverick experience.
So on Monday, September 9th, aka the day after Tylee was last seen.
Yes.
Cox's phone was at his apartment.
Exactly at 12 a.m.
Yeah, 12 a.m. to 12:44. However, between 2:42 a.m. and 3:37 a.m., he went to Lori's apartment, where Lori lived with her children.
Okay, I'll read the next sentence. This is significant, not only because he is there in the middle of the night, but also because this is the only time in September he appears to go over to Lori's between midnight and 6 a.m.
So it's not normal that he's going over there at 2?
So, like, he doesn't go over there every time she has a nightmare.
No. He's not going over there to be the big spoon because she's scared.
Right. Oh, God. Yeah. You had to make it incestuous, didn't you? I mean, I think it might have been, but that's purely my speculation.
Yeah.
Why else would he kill people for her? I mean, I love my siblings, but I ain't killing anybody for them.
That's a whole nother level.
I wouldn't even bail my siblings out of jail.
Yeah.
I mean, I only have one sibling so far that's been a potential issue with, but that's beside the point.
Then he goes back to his own apartment until 9 a.m., and then 20 minutes later, he happens to be at Chad Daybell's residence.
Okay, so he stays... Oh, God. I've had a revelation. Not a religious kind. Just an epiphany of my own making. So, Lori poisons the child.
Finally had enough and poisoned the zombie.
Roughly dinner, late, evening time snack, right? So then midnight, the kid's foaming at the mouth or something.
Right.
So she calls Alex to come help clean up and get everything contained.
Right. And
then in the morning, at a reasonable hour, he goes to Chad's and says, Chad, we need to dig a big hole. A human-sized hole, if you will, and... you had that job as a grave digger once upon a time.
Oh, wait.
I think you could help me with this.
Chatty Daddy knows how to dig graves.
If you want to marry my sister again, like you were married to her in a previous life, you're going to help me.
God. And then it gets cringy and I get sad. Ew,
do you think they were having creepy three-ways?
Oh. Ew.
I should stop. People are going to,
Eiffel Towering Lori?
I'm going to pretend I know what that is so you don't make me Google it.
Well, one in the front, one in the back, and then you high five.
Oh. Pretty good.
Why do I know these things?
I don't know. There's things I know that...
Yeah,
I didn't want to know.
So, at 9:21 a.m., the GPS reading places him behind Chatty Daddy's home near the east end of the barn. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that might be where they later dug a hole after somebody else dug a hole and filled it in.
Seems suspicious is all I'm saying.
Alex's phone was still there between 10:39. At 10:47, it shows he's in the city of St. Anthony.
Well, yeah, you gotta stop and get lunch when you're digging a hole by hand.
No, he did. He at 11:52 he went to Del Taco.
Oh.
And then he went home and spent the rest of the day in his apartment because he probably had to shower, do his laundry, any type of other anything.
Okay, so 10:50 cocktail table. Is that long enough to dig a hole? Did they have heavy equipment? I mean, I don't mean like super heavy equipment, just like a small backhoe or something.
He could have given Chad the heads up, and Chad could have started digging a hole beforehand. That's just when he got there with the goods to put in the hole. Yeah.
Well, do we know that he had the goods?
I'm assuming so, if he went into the house.
It seems a little odd to show up with something that large in the broad daylight.
Yeah, but...
This is broad daylight.
He's got property, though.
Yeah, but it's not like here where you have property and there's trees.
I know.
You've seen the property.
But they're also not smart.
Shit, you're right. They're not smart.
So after you bury a body, apparently you get Del Taco. Good.
I don't eat Del Taco.
I don't either.
I got some sort of chicken burrito there one time and got breakout all on my lip, and I'm like, either people were not properly handling food, or I'm allergic to something in Del Taco.
That's alarming.
I'm hoping for allergic.
Not stirring the chicken with their arm.
Had to bring that up, didn't you?
I did.
Ugh.
I would just like to say, when I worked at a pizza place, not once did I ever stir the sauce with my arm.
That's my point. Don't you have giant spoons to stir the sauce?
Yes, giant spoons that fit in the bucket of sauce. Anyways.
We digress. Once again.
So,
we could do a whole episode on our food issues that no one would watch.
Right.
Okay.
June 1st, 2020, Detective Ball here was informed by Special Agent Ricky Wright. Oh my god. How is he not...
That's a great name.
How is he not in movies?
Ricky Wrong would be better, but...
Special Agent Ricky White of the FBI. So, they've been examining dear dead wife Tammy's phone. Tammy...
I'm sure they killed Tammy too, and that makes me sad.
Me too. So, this is creepy. This'll be fun. So they had a conversation with her husband on September 9th, which is...
Daybell.
C-Guy Daybell. When, the day after the last time Tylee was seen and the day that there was hole digging, probably.
Yeah.
So we'll just read this conversation.
Well, and was she, somewhere else, or was she home?
That's what I'm wondering, but... Okay, so... I will be Chad, even though you only get one small part.
Okay.
So, Chad to Tammy at 11:53 a.m. Well, I've had an interesting morning. I felt I should burn all of the limb debris by the fire pit.
Ew.
Before it got soaked.
I feel like he's talking about human limbs, so he's not technically lying.
Why? Because he doesn't want it to get wet when it rains soon. While he did, he spotted a big raccoon along the fence, and he hurried up and got his gun. And
just reminds me of the dead raccoon on the freeway.
It smells.
Yeah.
I got close enough that one shot did the trick. He is now in our pet cemetery. Fun times. Gonna shower now and then go right for a while at BYU. Love you.
Good for you.
I like that she doesn't respond until 2:47 p.m.
I feel like at this point she's tired. I mean, I want to hope. Obviously, I don't know what was going on in their home. But, she's got to have a clue that he is having marital relations with someone he's not married to. That's not her.
Right.
So, I like the good for you exclamation point, because I'm a sarcastic asshole, and I would send that if I was annoyed at someone.
Right.
Good for you!
I'm so proud of you for shooting a raccoon and burning some limbs, psycho.
And then Chad replies at a minute later, because he has nothing better to do than look at his phone all the time. I don't know.
I'm back home now. So he's now established burning limbs.
Which I'm pretty sure were human limbs at this point.
And shooting a raccoon, which he then buried in their pet cemetery.
But, okay,
yeah.
If I shot a wild raccoon, Which you're not going to see a raccoon out at noon because they're nocturnal.
Yes. Unless it's dead on the freeway and you
Well,
drive by
yeah,
it
then
every
you
day.
see it every day. Luckily, going home, I don't have to see it.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I could if I really wanted, but
Yeah,
I don't look over there.
You'd have to strain.
Okay. Seriously, people?
Are we about to get murdered? I found the text suspicious because raccoons are normally nocturnal animals and not out during the day. It should be noted that from interviewing neighbors of Chad, we are aware that mid-July, Garth Daybell, his son, told their neighbors Chad had
Can
shot
we pause for a minute?
a raccoon.
And he's a child named Garth. I want his middle name to be Brooks. Because I'm a country music fan.
And then I want him to be G. Brooks Daybell.
Well, and then wasn't Garth in, was that Wayne's World that had Garth?
Yes.
Yes, Wayne and Garth.
Anyway, yeah, so he said that Chad shot a raccoon out of a tree, but I'm pretty sure Chad told her that the raccoon was just walking along. Also, why would you just shoot the raccoon? Like, I don't get it.
Okay, so I was listening to this other podcast today, and it said that Chad liked to, like, catch bees and, like, kill them, and not, like, with a fly swatter kind of ways. I wonder if he has the other things that, you know, the McDonald's triad that make you a serial killer. The bedwetting, animal abuse, and I can't remember the other one.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So...
I mean, I was a bedwetter, so I just need, like, 2 more things, and then I can be a serial killer. Maybe I should finish Hunter's Ed.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't want to be a serial killer. I joke, people. I joke.
Jokes. So they interview some neighbors, and the neighbors say that they've had a lot of bonfires, and they hardly ever use the fire pit, though, up until the last few months. And the first bonfire that Regan noticed was soon after Tammy died. Burning evidence, are we? She died peacefully in her sleep. See?
I don't think it was peaceful.
See? There's nothing here to prove otherwise. Because I burned it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to make him sound a lot more like a villain, because then at least he might be kind of cool, not just a wank. June 2nd, they talked to Tammy's sister, and he asked if she was aware of a pet cemetery on Chad and Tammy's property. She informed him that she was aware of the pet cemetery, and that both she and Tammy were pet people and they both had pet cemeteries. When asked the location of the pet cemetery, she stated it was in the east. It was east of the Red Barn near the fire pit. Huh.
Convenient.
On June 4th, I spoke with Samantha, and she informed me she was aware of the location of the pet cemetery because Tammy had shown it to her. She was then shown an aerial photograph of the Daybell property, and she pointed to the same area near the fire pit where Alex's phone pinged on September 9th, 2019.
The above facts establish that Alex Cox appeared to be at the Daybell property on September 9th, 2019 at least 11:39. Chad sent the text to Tammy about burning debris and shooting and burying the not nocturnal raccoon in the pet cemetery only 14 minutes later. Because he knew, he's like, I've got to explain to my wife why I'm digging and having a fire.
Mm-hmm.
The pet cemetery referenced by Chad is located at the same location as most of the pings on Alex Cox's phone on September 9th of 2019.
I'm really afraid we're gonna get killed by a serial killer with a chainsaw.
Ugh.
On June 3rd...
Why couldn't they do this during the day?
I don't know. They wanted to
What
wait
kind
until...
of sketchy... They've got sketchy people doing, like, log work around here. Because on Sunday, they were pulling up those roots in the park. So, anywho. Ooh, did someone chop their leg off?
I don't hear enough screaming.
I don't know. I heard a bit of a noise that was human. Anyway.
June 3rd, they interviewed Melanie Gibb and her boyfriend in Pleasant Grove, Utah. I almost said UT. I don't know why.
I'm a little disturbed that woman has a boyfriend.
They discussed in depth the weekend of September 22nd, 23rd. due to the fact that both Gibb and the boyfriend stayed with Lori, and it was the last time JJ
Did they
was
stay
seen.
in separate rooms?
I don't know. How many rooms is in this effing apartment?
I don't know, but...
Premarital associations.
Frowned upon.
Anyway.
Frowned upon. We should probably send this affidavit to her stake president and her bishop. Get her excommunicated.
So, soon after she goes to visit, Lori told her that JJ is a zombie and pointed out behaviors such as sitting still and watching TV, claiming JJ said he loved Satan. I almost said Santa. And an increased vocabulary. An increased vocabulary is evidence that JJ is now a zombie. Melanie observed JJ's behavior to be the same as it always had been.
So Lori was trying to, like, gaslight her friend and be like, see all these weird behaviors? He's doing this and this and this. See, don't you see it? See?
Oh my god. My elementary age child is sitting still watching TV. It's weird. The fuck? The last time they verifiably saw JJ was on the night of September 22nd.
It was late.
The boyfriend said JJ was acting up, so Alex took JJ to his apartment.
Oh no.
When Alex returned later that night, he was carrying JJ, who appeared to be asleep, with Alex's shoulder... head on shoulder. Yeah. Warwick specifically remembered this because he saw it as a tender moment. Was it a tender mercy?
Please, dear God, let the child have still been alive.
He further informed us that when he woke up on the next morning and asked Lori where JJ was, this was between 8 and 9 a.m., Lori informed Warwick and Gibb that JJ had been acting like a zombie and had been crawling on the kitchen cabinets and gotten on top of the cabinetry in a space between the cabinet and the ceiling. She informed them that he had knocked a picture of Jesus off the refrigerator, and then she had Alex come take JJ.
Okay, so first of all, why do you have a picture of Jesus on your refrigerator?
Because she's a good Christian woman.
But wait. Okay, I have more issues here. I have a brother who was ADHD. Before he was medicated, I remember multiple times him ending up on top of the refrigerator. This is not odd for an active child. Like, it's not weird. Like... If the kid's a climber, the kid's a climber.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time my brother was brought home by the police, he was like 8.
Oh, God.
And he had climbed on the roof of the church down the street from our house. He'd climbed up a tree and, you know. He's kind of like a little agile spider child. So I don't find this as evidence that he's a zombie. I see this as he's an active boy.
Right. Who maybe needed to go out and play on the jungle gym
and
some more.
And his mom clearly is not equipped to handle his behaviors.
No.
And he climbs on things. That does not make him a zombie. Okay. Sorry.
So, that FBI phone team decided to look at Alex's movements on that morning. At 9:55, he is again on the Daybell property until 10:12. The pings on his phone locate Alex near the pond on Chad's property. So once again, Special Agent Ricky Wright of the FBI analyzes
my favorite special agent
frequency of
I kind of hope he was the hot guy. He probably wasn't, because he's probably a computer guy who sits and
So the detective asks Special Agent Ricky Wright to analyze the frequency of Alex's visits to Daybell's? Wow, I'm stupid today. Chad, see Guy Daybell's property.
We would love to close the windows so y'all didn't have to hear the chainsaw, but it's a bazillion degrees out, so we have to hear it, you have to hear it.
It's 80 degrees in my house.
We're going to address the elephant in the room. That is the chainsaw.
Anyway, so, to quote Special Agent Ricky Wright.
Would you like me to read the quote?
I would.
Per your request, I checked the visits by Alex to Chad's house again. There were only 4 visits by Alex during the month of September. These were on 9/6 from 12:41 to 12:53, 9/9, 9/23, and 9/25 from 10:05 to 10:22.
So we went there a couple times for like 10-15 minutes, And twice he went there
Maybe for longer.
for different amounts of time.
During the 2 visits on 9/6 and 9/25, all the pings were in and around the house, and there were no pings anywhere in the backyard near the fire pit or the pond. As you can see, these visits were also short, about 11 minutes and 17 minutes, like the one on 9/23, 17 minutes. The visit on 9/9 was the only long visit, approximately 2.5 hours.
What can you do in 2.5 hours?
I mean, I think it would take me longer, but...
On June 9th, a search warrant was executed at C. Guy Daybell's residence and property with the assistance of a local FBI ERT team.
It's an ERT team.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to say ERT.
ERT?
They
I don't know what
located
it stands for.
they
though.
located multiple sites of interest. I have a feeling this is going to get gooey and sad soon.
Yeah.
These sites were identified and corresponded to the cellular data of Alex's phone when he was on the property. Additionally, one of the possible sites correlated to a location on the property Chad had texted his wife about. The limbs.
The raccoon and the limbs.
The raccoon and the limbs. The first site of interest was located on the north side of the pond near the north edge of the property. The site corresponded with 2 GPS pings from Alex Cox's phone. On September 23rd, a patch of ground was located that appeared to be disturbed. The weed growth on top of the disturbed ground was shorter than surrounding weed growth. What appeared to be sod etching was also noticed. The disturbed area was approximately 4 feet by 2.5 feet.
And I feel like sod etching is something that C. Guy Daybell knows all about.
And also, how tall is a 7-year-old?
Yeah.
So, the ERT team removed the top layer of sod, and underneath the sod were large flat rocks. The rocks were removed, and they found a cement box containing the golden plates. Oh, wait, no. There were pieces of paneling, and the paneling was removed, and investigators exposed a round object covered in black plastic.
It's gonna get icky, people.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not into this, you might want to leave now, because... Ew, it still had an odor.
Yeah. Upon exposing the round object covered in black plastic, there was an odor. They made a small incision, and underneath the black plastic, it was white plastic. They made an incision in that layer, and they exposed what appeared to be human remains, the crown of a head covered in light brown hair. The remaining dirt around this object was methodically removed.
These people are fucking assholes, and I don't care if I get kicked off YouTube for saying it.
Methodically removed, exposing what appeared to be a body wrapped in black plastic. The plastic appeared to be tightly wrapped around and secured with duct tape.
I really hope he was dead before they put him in the plastic.
I really hope so. So they called an anthropologist from Boise State University to be there, and she advised on scene that the remains appeared to be human. A second site of interest, I think this is the one that's way worse, was located behind a red unattached outbuilding.
So Diana has maybe actually read this because she found it while I was out, paying my car payment and buying dinner. I have not read this.
Near a fire pit. Next to the fire pit is an area used as a pet cemetery. This is where Alex was on September 9th, also known as the day after Tylee was last seen.
GPS pings on his phone.
Because the FBI does these things. Ground in this area was probed with a steel pole, and several areas of disturbed ground were located. During a search of this ground, a buried cat and dog remains were found. A backhoe was used to dig further. Bricks were located approximately a foot below ground. Once the bricks were discovered, the soil was examined, and what appeared to be 2 bones were located. Based on the condition of the bones, the anthropologist was not able to determine whether or not they were human. Methodically, they searched the area and several
How big of dogs did they have if she wasn't sure they were human? Anyway, they could have been small human bones, I guess.
They found other bones, charred tissue, and charred bones.
Why was it freaking necessary?
The anthropologist indicated these bones, both charred and uncharred, and the tissue found were human remains. Investigators provided photos of some of the partial remains to a forensic anthropologist, and she identified the...
Dr. Getz, like Leo Getz.
She identified, some pet bones being non-adult human bones. It's not looking good. Oh, Lord. Who scanned this? Every page is a different size.
My scanner does that, actually.
What?
So, I don't know why. I've tried to fix it.
While officers were conducting their search, C-Guy Daybell was observed by officers to be continuously watching where the officers were searching, as you would if you buried people in your property.
Well, and of course, during a search warrant, they don't, you can't go in.
Yeah.
So, he was conveniently at his daughter's house across the street, which is handy if you got a daughter across the street from your house while the police are searching.
Around the time the head mentioned in paragraphs 32 and 33 was discovered, C-Guy Daybell was observed leaving his daughter's residence. Detective Ball and other officers pursued him and detained him because they were like, yo, we found remains on your property. Is this the same thing over again? Nope.
No, this is different.
I just saw the I'm a blah blah blah. So same thing again, missing kids. Lori's crazy. Nobody had seen JJ since September.
Oh, this goes into how Alex probably shot at her niece Melanie's ex-husband.
Oh, Melanie.
I don't know that I want to do a deep dive into that.
Yeah. Hawaii. Oh. Charles Valio was shot on July 11th by Alex. Lori Vallow is now married to Chatty Daddy.
She died on October 19th, and they got married 13 or 14 days later?
Approximately 2 weeks later.
On November 5th.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
In Kauai.
In Hawaii.
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 The children, of course, were not in the photos because we know now they were dead and buried.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
So,
can't they charge them with, mutilation of a corpse or something?
I really hope so.
I hate this freaking guy.
So, November 26th, they go to the apartment.
So
Alex's apartment is completely empty and vacant.
Okay.
Then they were like, hey, can you search for JJ? Because WTF.
Yeah.
Then they see Chatty Daddy driving a black Chevy away from the residence, and they stopped Chad and was like, hey, where's JJ? And he said he saw him in October.
But wasn't this when he pretended that he didn't know Lori?
Yeah, he didn't
Who
know.
He's married to?
Didn't know her very well. Oh, and then, yeah,
Is he married to her at this point or no?
I think this was in November.
Yeah, he was married to her,
Yeah.
but he didn't know her very well.
No, and didn't know if she had kids.
Never made podcasts with her or anything.
No.
You don't have kids you haven't told me about, do you?
I don't think so.
I don't have any kids that I know of either.
Okay. Since we're both women, that might be awkward.
Especially about the chicks I worked with. Someone asked her one time while she was cutting their hair. They were like, "Do you have kids?" And she's like, "Not that I know of," and just kept cutting. She had a child, by the way, but it was
It's funny.
Yeah, the guy in her chair was like, because that was when I worked at the men's salon.
Mm.
He was like, "Huh?"
So once again, November 26th. Hey, Melanie, Lori says you have JJ. I haven't seen JJ in several months.
I really like... Now here's the thing. It's Melanie Gibb person. I don't want her to be in any trouble.
Right.
But I'm curious how things would have gone had she been like, "Oh yeah, he's here with me."
Right.
And then kind of evaded the local police for a while. I mean, I'm sure she'd be in trouble at this point, but yeah. Anyway.
So, then there's the whole storage unit thing in January.
The wine just hit me real hard.
Oh, fun.
'Tis sleepy by time, people.
They execute search warrants, and they were trying to find if there was any record of Tylee actually being in Rexburg. Whose dad was Joseph Ryan, who weirdly enough is currently deceased.
Yeah, he died a long time ago of a heart attack. And was cremated. And he was fairly young. And the way, like, okay, so, like, my great-grandpa did die of, like, a sudden heart attack in his 40s, but that was, like, in the 1940s, 50s?
Yeah.
It was post-World War II, but anyway, like, there wasn't anything you could do about it back then. But now we have, thanks to science, you don't have to die of a sudden heart attack in your 40s, usually. I mean, I know people that, you know, it's happened to, but it's not common.
Yeah.
So for her one ex-husband, Tylee's dad, and her brother to have died of heart attacks at relatively young ages is suspicious.
To say the least. So, Colby, Tylee's brother, said the last time he talked to her was on August 30th via FaceTime. And then after that, Lori would always give excuses as to why Tylee couldn't talk to him.
This woman is an evil, evil person. She's an idiot, but she's freaking evil.
And then Lori told Melanie that Tylee was attending BYU. However, people can investigate that, and guess what? Guess who was never enrolled at BYU or any other school affiliated with BYU,
well, and
Idaho?
then I guess I heard, like, at some point, like, she had told people Tylee was going to go to BYU Hawaii. Which, I mean, would be delightful, aside from the whole honor code. But anyway, it's beside the point.
Oh.
But I think she thought that Charles's life insurance would pay for that. And Charles was smart and made his sister his beneficiary. Not Lori. Which she did not know. Which I feel like had she known, maybe she wouldn't have killed him.
Maybe not.
I mean, would not have let Alex kill him in self-defense.
Self-defense. Because there's such a history of violence between the two. Oh my goodness.
Well, and Alex was a felon because he, like, assaulted Tylee's dad.
Yeah.
I'm really concerned about him and Lori's relationship.
Me
It's
too.
alarming.
I'm not saying it's the icky thing, but...
I'm pretty sure it's the icky thing. You don't, like, just, like... I mean, I'm not very close to my siblings, so maybe I'm not a good example, but...
You're also not bad shit
got
crazy.
yourself into this. Like, figure it out.
Yeah. So basically, all winter, people were like, where are the kids? Where are the kids? Everybody help us find the kids.
We surveilled them in Hawaii.
Lori used a website to try to find a babysitter for JJ.
For, like, one day.
Right. But the babysitter thought her employment was ongoing, and then on September 24th, she reached out, and Lori was like, oh, JJ is gonna go stay with his grandparents, so we don't need you anymore.
Well, and here's what she thought was, I'll tell this to this babysitter, and she'll be like, oh, okay, well, you know, I guess I'll find someone else to babysit for. And didn't think that, you know, you found this person on a website. Like, things you do on the internet are trackable, people.
And once again, let us relive the fact that when they were in Hawaii without either child...
Twice.
They had their birth certificates, Tylee's debit card, JJ's iPad, another iPad that was logged into JJ's account, and all of JJ's school registration receipts. Like, maybe they thought they were fleeing the country but didn't realize Hawaii was in the U.S., and they were taking all of this stuff that they thought they might go looking for while they were gone.
Yeah, I just can't with these people.
I know.
You keep talking to the people. I have to have a potty break.
Okay.
Because I drank all the wine.
And then, you know, we can all remember that she gave back his service dog, and then she was telling people that she was an empty nester in November.
Hey, remember how the service dog... She tried to sell the service dog.
Oh, yeah,
Remember
yeah.
before she gave it back.
Yeah, because that's the great thing to do. Yeah, so basically they're just shit. Lori Vallow is the legal parent and guardian of them. I just can't. Lori could never produce her kids because her kids were somewhere underground. I think that is all of the excitement. That stuff was actually from the February affidavit. So, essentially, The gist is that... I'm scrolling. It's a long scroll. The gist is that they discovered human remains in 2 locations on Chatty Daddy's property, which happened to be where Alex's phone was. So we can only assume Chad was involved and knew that Alex was digging holes, or Chad was digging holes and Alex was filling them. I just can't. Because now, I'll wait until Sally gets back. Waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. We're waiting. It's loud outside. Chainsaws. So basically, we've discovered...
What did you discover while I was on
nothing exciting. That was Lori's affidavit from February.
Oh,
yeah. So
we
then
already knew about
it. It just kind of ended.
But okay.
So now all we know is Chad's sitting in a different county jail than Lori because he lived 6 minutes away from
which also happened to be in a different county.
Which is funny because it just makes me happy.
Yeah.
And there is an order appointing special prosecutor, so the same prosecutor can...
Well, I mean, like, the facts of the... I mean, the cases are clearly related. Like, I feel like they probably should be prosecuted by the same attorney.
Yeah. Even though their defense attorneys shadily work in the same office.
Yeah, it's bizarre, but I mean, I guess it's not illegal. It just seems bizarre.
Right. Especially...
But maybe they're getting, like, a group discount.
I know. I just think it's sketchy that both attorneys are like... John Pryor, attorney at law, and the other one's like Mark Ermine's law office, yet their addresses are the same, including the suite number.
Well, and they might be like, who knows, like, I don't know what that building is.
I just don't trust it.
But they might be in, like, I don't want to say strip mall, because that doesn't feel right, but, like, an office type scenario where there's, like, 6 suites in the building, and they're huge.
Yeah.
And who knows, their law office might have, like, 4 partners and 10 other attorneys. Like,
yeah.
I haven't researched this, but...
So, Lori's other 2 attorneys that withdrew were from the same law office as each other. And then she sticks with the one attorney that happens to be in the same office as Chatty's. I'm just saying.
I mean, it is an interesting...
I feel like they could be working together... to help each other's clients help themselves or something.
And, like, that does happen. We've told the people, right? We work for the courts. Yeah. Different county, same state, different county. And that will happen where attorneys will, like, if, like, people who are in some sort of relationship or co-defendants have, like, a united front, they will work together to, you know, come up with the best defense for, you know...
Yeah.
So it does happen. I haven't seen it where they're in the same office, but I mean, it would be convenient.
Yeah. I just don't know why you wouldn't just have the same attorney.
Well, and it's not like... Because here's the thing, like, if Chad and Lori don't see that it's a conflict, have attorneys in the same office, like, I think they're preparing to prevent a united defense. Which I think is basically Alex did it. Alex is crazy. It was Alex.
It was Alex. But Alex can't say whether or not he did it because Alex died.
Right.
Totally naturally.
Because he might have been poisoned also.
Gosh. How many poisonings is that?
I mean, these are my alleged poisonings.
How many alleged poisonings are we up to, though? Like 6?
Husband number 2.
Uh-huh.
No, that was husband number 3.
Yeah.
So husband number 3.
Uh-huh.
She couldn't poison husband number 4 because he wasn't living with her anymore.
Uh-huh.
I strongly suspect that Tammy Daybell was poisoned.
Okay, so that's 2.
I strongly suspect that Alex Cox was poisoned.
That'd be 3.
I also think she poisoned the 2 children.
That's 5. That's a lot of poisoning.
Yeah. Well, and, like... I don't know that many people that were, like, closely related to me around my similar age that have died of poisonings. Like, I mean, my assumed poisonings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Chad's case has an order to push his prelim out to August, so I was really hoping he'd just rush into it and roll over on Lori and be like, just kidding, she's crazy. But now I'm wondering if they're just gonna, go down with the crazy ship.
I wish I hadn't made motel reservations somewhere else right after my birthday, because I was hoping that we could go watch his prelim for my birthday. I'm a worked human.
So am I.
I want to go to preliminary hearings for my birthday.
I wonder if
we can probably watch them.
I wonder if the defense attorney will make it painful and the prosecutor will complain about it on the record.
We can only hope. We can only hope. I don't know. Do you think prosecutors are sassy in Southern Idaho?
I don't know. They have that. If it's the same prosecutor as Lori's, he's like that bald, tough-looking dude.
Yeah.
I think he'd fight somebody.
He doesn't strike me as sassy, though.
No. He might have a sassy moments.
Maybe.
Anyways, so 2 holes, 2 sets of remains, Alex Cox's phone all over it.
Burnt human remains. I mean, let's not...
And I'm sorry, you don't have bonfires very often, and then you have a lot of them.
Well...
And I think he was probably, like, different times he was probably, like, burning evidence or something.
Right.
And, like,
I mean, I don't think he was every single time burning human remains. But, like, I thought... Well, it might just be because I'm a warped human that I know this. But I really thought that, like, everyone knew that you can't burn human... They're not going to disappear.
Right.
Like, cremation ovens get real, real hot. And without a closed, contained environment, a fire is not going to get that hot.
But, this was the hole the bricks were in. So maybe he was, like, kind of making heat or something. Like, I don't know. Maybe he thought if they were burned enough and buried in the pet cemetery, a fucking PhD wouldn't be able to tell what's a dog bone and what's a people bone. Once again, manipulative, evil, not smart.
Okay, so I was listening to this one podcast today. I don't remember what it's called. But apparently when Chad worked at the cemetery, there was a shed that kept getting left unlocked. And everyone thought it was him. But he said, no, this guy buried over here was a locksmith. He's been breaking into... His spirit's been opening the shed. And then he used his magical Mormon priesthood powers and told that spirit to go to the other side. And...
the shed stopped getting unlocked?
Yes. Because he started remembering to lock it.
No, because the spirit stopped unlocking it because he let him go to the other side.
Well, but, like, at that point, he's gotta lock the shed. Like, he blamed the locksmith ghost. Like, at that point, you have to lock the shed because you cast him out.
That's my new favorite.
Well, didn't cast him out, but told him to go to the other side or whatever.
That's my new favorite Chatty Daddy idea. He blamed the locksmith ghost.
Also, like... I mean, I'm a creep, and I take walks in the summer through the cemetery. So, like, I mean, there's some people that I've seen their headstones and been like, I should research this person.
There's a headstone in one of the Coeur d'Alene cemeteries, and on it says, I told you I was sick.
Well, there's this one in the cemetery close to our work. It's a lady who was a PhD. Says that on her headstone.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
And it says something like she did more for womankind than anyone else ever. Something like, I mean, that's not word for word.
Yeah.
Me and Kayla tried to Google her.
Nothing?
There wasn't a goddamn thing.
The person who invented Mother's Day is buried in Spokane. Father's Day, something, I don't know.
I think it's Father's Day. I think Father's Day started in Spokane.
Yeah,
I mean, Craig T. Nelson's from Spokane.
Anyway. C. Guy Daybell.
Yes.
Should probably just shut up.
Well, I mean, I appreciate his effort to researching the people buried in the cemetery. But...
Shit.
Did I tell you that I saw Officer Moore's headstone going down the freeway?
Yeah.
It was so weird. Okay, we should probably stop.
Yeah.
The people don't care about this. I mean, you should.
Yeah.
I mean, the man was shot in cold blood for no good reason. Because someone was afraid of going to prison.
Ironic, since now said person's on death row.
Yeah, he got a real special escort down to the prison.
Do
Do you think they put him in an adult diaper because they didn't want to make bathroom stops?
I would have. Like, either hold it or shit in your pants, loser.
Yeah.
Going
I
on
mean,
a
you
car
had a
ride.
secured, transport van. And I'm pretty sure they had like 4 or 5 ISPs in front and 4 or 5 ISPs behind.
I could see, like, local ones joining in, too.
Yeah, probably.
Like, as they went.
But I mean, I saw a picture posted by ISP and I was like, yeah, you make sure he gets to death row.
Yeah. You take him there yourselves.
Or if that van wrecks, make sure his seatbelt's undone.
Make sure he's ejected into a
That's
burning
not
tree.
the police officer's job. He deserves an appeal.
Even though his appeals are bullshit.
Yeah.
Ineffective counsel. You're on video, douchebag.
Well, he did not have an effective counsel. He had lots of counsel, and they were all very effective.
Yeah, so he sucks.
Okay.
Anyway.
Out losers. Follow us on the things.
Until next time when Chad Daybell does something stupid, or Lori.
Seriously, follow us on the things.
Do it. The
Bye-bye
things.
now. Toodaloo.
End.
I hope it caught my toodaloo.
I hope so